Why do our best plans fail? Leaders spend fortunes on culture workshops. They design complex incentive schemes. They believe if they just explain the strategy clearly enough, people will follow. But they miss a powerful, hidden force. People do not simply follow strategy. They do not just follow culture. People follow structure. It is the invisible architecture of our work. It dictates how we interact, who holds power, and what is possible. It is the true driver of our daily actions, shaping behavior more than any mission statement ever could. Imagine you work in a large company. A brilliant new idea strikes you. It could save millions. It could delight customers. You are excited. You feel a surge of purpose. Then you hit the wall of structure. To get approval, you need to fill out 3 forms. You need signatures from 4 different departments. You need a budget meeting that is 3 months away. Your brilliant idea, full of potential and passion, slowly dies in a bureaucratic maze. It choked it. This experience is common. It is frustrating. It makes people feel powerless. We often blame this on a bad culture or unmotivated people. We might say the incentives are wrong. But the root cause is often the organizational design itself. The structure is the set of rules, roles, and routines that govern how work gets done. It is the system of authority. It is the flow of information. It is the way teams are formed and coordinate. This system, not the posters on the wall, determines what people can and cannot do. So many leaders try to inspire their teams to be agile, innovative, and customer-centric. They give passionate speeches. They host team-building offsites. Yet, they leave the old, rigid structure in place. It is like asking people to run a marathon while their feet are tied together. The desire is there. The energy is there. But the constraints of the structure make the desired action impossible. If we want to change how people act, we must first change the environment that guides their actions. We must stop fixing the people and start redesigning the structure. The proof of this idea is not in theory, but in practice. Look at the companies that consistently outmaneuver their larger, more established competitors. They are not just trying harder. They are built differently. Netflix, for example, famously operates with a principle of context, not control. Instead of a deep hierarchy of managers approving every decision, they push authority down. They hire great people. They give them the context of the company's goals. They trust them to make decisions. This lets teams innovate on shows and technologies at a pace traditional media companies can't match. Consider the Chinese appliance giant, Haier. They faced a crisis, too slow and bureaucratic. Their solution was radical. They dismantled their central hierarchy. They reorganized into more than 4,000 self-managing micro-enterprises. Each small team operates like an independent business. They manage profit and loss. They can hire and fire. They are directly accountable to customers. That structural change turned Haier into one of the most agile, innovative large companies in the world. They didn't just run a culture program. They blew up the building. A powerful service sector example is Buurtzorg, a Dutch home care nursing organization. The founder was frustrated that bureaucracy was harming patient care. He created a new structure. Nurses are in small, self-managing teams of no more than 12. These teams have no managers. They handle everything themselves: patient intake, care planning, scheduling, administration. They're given the authority and information to serve patients best. Higher employee satisfaction, dramatically lower costs. These companies are from different industries and different countries, but they share a belief. They realized to unlock people's potential, they had to free them from top-down constraints. They didn't try to inspire their way to agility. They built it. They redesigned the rules. Moving authority to the front lines, opening the flow of information, creating small autonomous teams, created organizations where people do their best work. Their success is a testament to the power of structure. What is this thing we call structure? It is far more than an organizational chart hanging on a wall. Think of it as the operating system of your company. It has 3 core components that work together. The first is authority. This answers the question, who gets to make which decisions? Is it a manager 3 levels up? Is it the team on the front lines? Where decision-making power lives has a massive impact on speed and agility. Authority defines the boundaries of autonomy for every single person in the organization. The second component is information. This answers the question, who knows what, when? Information is the fuel for good decisions. If authority is the engine, information is the gasoline. When information is hoarded at the top or trapped in departmental silos, people on the ground are flying blind. They cannot make smart choices even if they have the authority to do so. A well-designed structure ensures that information flows quickly and freely to the people who need it to do their jobs effectively. The third component is coordination. This answers the question, how do we work together to achieve a common goal? This involves the design of teams and the interfaces between them. Is work passed from one functional department to another in a slow, linear sequence? Or are people organized into cross-functional teams that own a process from end to end? The way we coordinate determines our capacity for collaboration and the speed at which we can deliver value to our customers. These three elements, authority, information, and coordination, create the space of possible actions for everyone. People are rational. They will act within the space that the structure provides for them. If the structure rewards hoarding information and waiting for approval, that is what people will do. If the structure empowers them with information and the authority to act, they will take initiative. You do not need to change their values, you just need to change the system they operate in. The behavior will follow. If you want to build a more adaptive and resilient organization, where do you start? The journey begins with 3 fundamental shifts in structure. These are not quick fixes, but deep changes to the core operating system of your company. The first path is to relentlessly flatten the hierarchy, more than removing a few layers of middle management from the org chart. It means fundamentally redistributing authority. Push power down to the people closest to information and the customer. This step requires courage and clarity. Leaders must explicitly define which decisions no longer require their approval. Create a decision list that empowers teams to act independently on specific issues. Small budget expenditures process improvements within their domain. Change the default from ask for permission to act and inform. Clear boundaries prevent chaos. Instead, it creates speed. It frees up senior leaders to focus on the bigger picture. It empowers teams to solve problems in real time. The second path, build modular end-to-end teams. Break down functional silos where work is handed off. Create small, cross-functional teams with all the skills to serve a customer from start to finish. Think of each team as a self-contained module. Define interfaces between teams with simple, clear contracts. Team A delivers X. Team B delivers Y in return. This modular design reduces coordination meetings and bureaucratic oversight. The result, faster workflows. The third path, align information and feedback with new authority. Power without information is useless. Provide teams direct access to real-time data on their performance. Customer feedback, financial impact. Simple, clear dashboards are more powerful than complex monthly reports. This creates tight feedback loops. When teams see immediate results, they learn, they adapt, they improve. Authority without information is blind. Information without authority is powerless. The journey to redesigning your structure can feel daunting. It challenges decades of management thinking. It asks leaders to give up control. This is why a big bang, company-wide reorganization often fails. The risk feels too high, and the resistance is too great. The key is not to do everything at once. The key is to start small. Find one area of the business, one team, one project where you can run an experiment. This creates a safe space to learn and build momentum for a wider change. Pick a single product line or a specific customer segment. Form a dedicated, end-to-end team around it. Give this pilot team clear, delegated authority. Allow them to manage a small budget. Grant them the power to make certain decisions without escalating for approval. This is your first test. It is a controlled experiment in a new way of working. This small-scale approach lowers the perceived risk and allows you to gather concrete data on what works and what does not work within your specific context. Next, Equip this team for success. Do not just hand over authority and hope for the best. Give them the information they need to succeed. Build a simple dashboard that shows them real-time metrics that matter. Customer satisfaction time to delivery quality defects. Make the results of their actions visible to them every single day. Provide coaching and support, not to tell them what to do, but to help them learn how to solve their own problems. The goal is to prove that a team with authority and information can outperform a team without them. In conclusion, the path to a faster, more innovative, and more human organization does not run through another culture initiative. It runs through a deliberate redesign of your structure. The strategy tells people the destination, but the structure defines the path they can walk. If the path is winding, bureaucratic, and full of roadblocks, even the most inspired traveler will get lost. Your one clear action as a leader is this: pick one team, just one. Give them the authority to make a decision they could not make yesterday, and give them the information to make it well. Then, watch what happens.